Do you know what the question is for tonight for the Canes? Can they bring that swagger again?
Yep. Can they keep it going?
Can they build on it even? Right? Their win over the Golden Knights was at least to me, felt like a turning point. Felt like I was watching a team that was waking up. But that is only the case, right? That only proves true if you show up tonight and you show up the next night and you show up the next night. And I still actually, let's put it this way. I still want to see this team win games when they don't show up on fire. Kind of going along with what we said about Duke, right? It's easy to show up and have all the swag and energy in the world when you're playing at MSG against a top 10 team in the country. Can you do it on a more normal game? Anyone can show up knowing you have to be on the tippy top of your A game when you're playing the Golden Knights at home, the NHL leading Golden Knights in your home arena. Can you bring that same swagger? Can you bring that same thirst for the big moment to a road game in Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh's middle of the road in most stats, right? Are you bringing that same energy to Pittsburgh? Or are you going, we'll play down to Pittsburgh's level. We played up to the Golden Knights level. Now we'll play down to Pittsburgh's level. That's something that cannot happen. Kochetkov had a night off to recover. I mean, I don't want to tell that guy how to live his life. Pyotr Kochetkov, last night, I hope you were icing your legs, laying down, watching a movie, and drinking a ton of Gatorade.
Christmas movie?
Yeah, exactly. It's a good time for that. Throw on all of the Home Alones and relax, because for the next month, Pyotr Kochetkov is on in two battles. He's in a battle with whoever they're playing, right? He's in a battle with Pittsburgh tonight, and the next opponent will be the next opponent. He's also in a battle against fatigue. He's going to play a ton. If they give Peretz, the undrafted rookie, the second half of back-to-backs, they're definitely not giving him any more than that, right? If Kochetkov has a night off before a game, he's playing. Then that's till Freddie gets back. And who knows exactly when that'll be? Probably at least around a month from now. So he had a night off to recover. Hopefully he used it wisely, because if this one goes into overtime, he's got to be there stopping the puck. And I guess it goes without saying, but I'll say it out loud anyway. Sure, the Penguins aren't exactly Vancouver when it comes to goal scoring. But Sidney Crosby is still Sidney Crosby.
Yep.
And he's fifth in the league in goals scored, tied with a couple guys. But he's fifth in the league in goals scored, and he's Sidney Crosby.
You want to talk about a guy with swagger?
Exactly. Here's Rod Brindamour on the work ethic of Sidney Crosby.
It's been his MO from day one, and the best players are not best players by accident. They have talent and God-given talent, but I guarantee you they've put the work in. And he's one of those guys, too. I mean, yeah, he would have been probably elite if he hadn't, but he also understands to remain elite, you have to continue to work, and he does.
The work ethic, the swagger. I mean, look no further than the last time they played the Canes. Sure, the Canes won. Sid got two. So, Kochetkov, yeah, you're playing Sidney Crosby today. It's got to be kind of cool. You know what I would do? I just saw this. If you listen to the show, I'm a fan of Mic'd Up. I'm a fan of the NFL Mic'd Ups, when they put the microphones on the players and they go around talking during the games. Matt Stafford was mic'd up for a recent game. And apparently Jake Fromm, remember Jake Fromm? Not Jake Fromm State Farm, but Jake Fromm, the quarterback at Georgia. He was on the practice squad of the other team. So pregame, Jake Fromm is kicking around, right? Street clothes. And he sees Matt Stafford, and he runs up to Matt Stafford, two Georgia quarterbacks, okay? They both played at Georgia, but I guess they had never met. So Jake came up, and he's like, hey, man, great to meet you. Big fan. Just want to let you know I grew up watching you, and great to meet you. And Matt Stafford was very nice and said, oh, of course, man. Yeah, great to meet you. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. And then he walks away, and he goes up to one of his equipment managers, and he's like, Jake Fromm just gave me the old man treatment. He told me he watched me growing up, and it was very much like – old man. If I'm Kochetkov, I might find Sid pregame. Hey, I've been watching you since I was in first grade. Big fan. Mental games, right? I'm 23 years old, or however. Actually, Peretz is 23 years old. I'm not exactly sure how old Piotr is. But it's still. I'm going to find out though. I'm typing it right. He's 24. Yeah, probably about the same. So I might do it because it's a game that Kochetkov has to play well, and he needs every advantage he can get. Absolutely every advantage. And last point I want to make about this one. Andrei Svechnikov has to continue scoring. That's more of my hard and fast like X's and O's deal here. Ending the drought was great last game, right? Breaking the seal, scoring a goal, coming out of the injury. That has to be kind of a floodgates moment where it's all opened up now, and he can get back to being Svech. I say this about the NFL. All of our conversations are just going to include, we had hockey in our basketball conversation. Now we're having football in our hockey conversation. They're all going to mix. But I say this about quarterbacks. When a quarterback gets hurt, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, well, they're not prepared. Their backup quarterback's in, and they look like a different team. I'm going, well, of course. Every team is significantly worse when their starting quarterback gets hurt. Like the Nick Foles thing just doesn't happen. That is wildly, wildly, wildly rare. In the NHL, you've got 2 or 3 top guys. We're talking Aho, we're talking Svech, maybe a Slavin, right? Like if one of those guys gets hurt, you're just not going to look the same. If one of those guys is not playing well, it's not going to be like, well, the other guy's got to pick it up. If the other guys could pick up Andrei Svechnikov production, they would be making $8 million a year, right? It's not that easy. It's like, oh my goodness, we need Easton Stick to step into Justin Herbert's spot. Well, if Easton Stick could do what Justin Herbert did, he'd be making $50 million a year. So Svech, because he is Svech, has to be Svech, right? He's the one that can, so he's the one that has to. I need him to find the back of the net significantly more often. Now, is that going to be every game? No. Is it going to be every other? Maybe. On average, right? A couple multi-goal games, and he can have a couple droughts, but it needs to be that often because he can, and you're paying him to do it. You're paying him like he should. It's like, oh gosh, he's not in. Okay, well, that means you need more from, Stefan Nason, who's been playing really well, but again, he's not Svech. I'm a big Nason fan. We've been singing his praises. And it means we need more from Bunting. Yeah, there's a reason why Bunting was as affordable as he was in the free agent market.
You also have to be mentally prepared that this game is not going to be like it was against the Vegas Golden Knights. If you're lucky it is, it's going to be a big
Not every
difference.
game's going to be 5-1 at the blink of a hat in the second period.
Yeah, but if you go back and look at some of these previous matchups against the Penguins, and I couldn't tell you all the way back, I want to say it's either 5 or 6 games. Adam Gold will give you the exact number because he's good for stuff like that. But it's come down to a 1-goal possession game each time. I
do want to say this. I just used the cliche blink of a hat. It is either the blink of an eye or the drop of a hat.
Blink of an eye, drop of a hat.
That's on me. That's on me. We gotta.
Well, that's on me for not knowing the exact number of how
the
many
blink
times.
of a hat. As I said it, I went, that's not right.